So I'm sure you would have seen the picture. A couple of nights ago, Samantha McKenzie took a picture beside those statues out at Emancipation Park. There she is. It's a redemption song monument officially named out at Emancipation Park, which was done by Laura Facey Cooper when Prime Minister P.J. Patterson was in power. Now she took the picture and she told the Gleaner that she often goes jogging in the park and said that it always been something that she wanted to do. I quote, "It's just an idea I have in my head a long time ago. I work out at the park and every time I pass that statue, the idea just always comes to me. I just always see it and think it would be a beautiful idea to do something like that, to just feel free." It says she's a 20-something clothing merchandise entrepreneur. She says, "I felt brave because persons who know me know that Samantha is not so outgoing with nudity. I'm not secure when it comes on to me, so I felt great doing it. I felt accomplished. I felt stepping over, a milestone," she said. Now, the sculptor, as I said, Laura Facey Cooper, said she is not offended by Miss Mackenzie's actions. However, she reiterated the purpose of the sculpture, which was unveiled in 2003. And I quote Mr. Facey Cooper, "That's a very interesting interpretation and liberating for her, and from that point of view, I see it in a different type of light." She said that while her original intention of the Redemption Song statues was of a prayer, a connection to the spirit, to the divine, she would expect that park authorities would be concerned about the prospects of copycats. So you're going to see plenty naked people all over the place. Just the fact the sculptures are still standing is testament to those words, because if we hadn't grown to be more embracing of our bodies and the nude, then the sculptures would not be there, in my opinion. So I would say we have grown. Now, we got some responses on Instagram. Valentine as beauty passion. I don't get it. It's inappropriate. Shelly Rich. Now everybody and then Muma, I go do it. Shans _ Queendom says iconic. One underscore of Horus too, whatever that means. Some women don't have no ambition. Their slackness them are going with. Rag _ 11279. To all the folks losing their minds, this is art. Get over it. And the final one I will share, True _ 6218. She's the only person who can speak on why she did it. We're here passing judgment when some of us go to parties dressed particularly the same way, or practically the same way. Well, I don't know if people go party naked. I understand what she's trying to say, that they're skimpy, but practically naked sound like you're showing everything, and I don't know if that is so. Yes, it is different, strange, but guess what? It got us talking about her, didn't it? Yeah, maybe I'm not going to those dances, but I don't know if anybody gets up out of their bed, start naked and say, well, I'm going to party. So what? What would you think? It's going to inspire copycats? Personally, to be honest, I have no problem with it at all. And if you look at the picture, it really doesn't show anything. It was obviously late at night when no one was around, so I don't think she offended anyone when she was doing it. Maybe she offended folks now. But can you put it back up again, please, Kareem? Because I look at it and what are you seeing? You're seeing, I don't know. I don't know. It looks almost like part of the statue. If you're offended, I guess you're offended, and I'm not going to tell you not to be offended. But I think we have more things that we can be offended about than that. I wouldn't lose any sleep over it, truth be told. But I'm not going to tell you how to feel about it either. You keep hearing this name called Snake, call him president. I can't share the things that I don't even know him still have a job. I think I went write a letter and tell him about this man. But as I said, see the doing earlier with me, and if she feels good about it and it doesn't break any laws, and I personally have many more things that I could get offended about. this one you could get offended about. Wysinco cuts 100 jobs ahead of a styrofoam ban. Now, that's bad news for 100 people. That one now you can be a little bit concerned about, and I'm not upset with Wysinco because they had to do it because they can't make it anymore. So what are they going to do with the people? So they've made more than 100 workers redundant in the last few weeks. They've opted out of food packaging business as the government remains firm in its decision to place a ban on all styrofoam products come January 1, which is Thursday. Mr. Mahfood, who's chairman of the company, said that the company ceased production of styrofoam products a few weeks ago and the workers were made redundant. This I didn't know, that the Wysinco Group was the only manufacturer of styrofoam containers in the island. And the closure will see the company missing out on $1 billion in revenue. Wow. So we are protecting the environment, which we need to do, which is certainly the way to go. But then you lose 100 jobs. And in the last few weeks, they're losing jobs right in the season, and they have to probably do so much for their family. We can only pray that those workers will be placed somewhere else, and hopefully the redundancy would have been a pretty decent penny, so they can continue to live comfortably until they can get something else, which is what I hope. So I don't know if you can get annoyed with the government. I don't know, but these families or the folks who would have lost jobs, the families must have been affected by that. But again, I pray that the redundancy would have or can take them through at least until they get something else. Boy, this final one now. I'm kind of tired to read stuff like this. In the United States, the amount of shootings we've had, not only this past year, but over the years, and now they're shooting up the churches. But interesting in this one, it's under the headline says a deadly shooting in a Texas church that killed 2 parishioners was over in 6 seconds. And you know why it was over in 6 seconds? Because there were people in the church who had guns. Security people in the church. They said, I want to read that part. The shooter entered the West Freeway Church of Christ and sat down in the sanctuary just before 11. He then stood, pulled out a shotgun, and shot 2 folks. Several officials lauded the actions of the armed church security volunteers who took down the suspect in seconds. This team responded quickly, and within 6 seconds, the shooting was over. Well, it's good news that the shooting was over from the standpoint that only 2 people got killed. I say only 2 people, but the 2 families would be devastated now. But now the church is having armed security inside the church. That's where we are now. I think they passed a law where teachers could be armed. This is in the United States. Because of what's going on, people just walking in the schools and starting to shoot. But now in church, we have armed security in church. Whoa. That's how we reach. That's how we reach, folks. That's where we reach. And I suspect before you would have people in church with guns, but I don't know if you would have security in church. If you understand what I mean. I mean, if you have a licensed firearm, I suspect you might be in church and you might have your gun on you or with you. But to have security people with guns in church for the reason, and maybe you could say, thank God they had security with guns in church, or this could have been much worse. And then why would you just go in church and get up and just start shoot people? Whoa, incredible. I know stuff like this been going on for a long time. I lived in a community once, and I was close, apparently, to being shot because someone got a little annoyed, went to, and this is a true story, they went to a club, or it was a club. It was a Jamaican artist was performing, and apparently this gentleman went with his girlfriend, a white girlfriend, and she liked the Jamaican performer, and something went on. The next day, this gentleman just decided that he's going to shoot the first black person he saw. So he goes to a plaza, and this guy walks out. I think, it was so long ago, but I think his name was Michael Habib. I remember it clearly, young man. And he just saw him come out and shot him. Apparently, I was the second black man to walk out. Thank God. Give thanks for that. And he was taken down by the officials. But so this racist thing, and he just don't like somebody because of the color. It's been going on for a long time. But why in church and in school and even locally? I was watching our news last evening that a couple of teachers apparently beat up some students. And apparently after the fight in school, the teachers apparently followed the students out of the school and beat them up. So they moved the kids from the school. Apparently the teachers are still at the school. And then I saw one of the mothers saying that they have put off the case until November 2020. Eh? I don't understand that. And of course she says she wants justice. The other thing, again, is we have to say condolences to our colleague. Also saw that on the news, Bergerman. I think he lost his brother. But we just, Bergerman, we are here, we love you, and we know you're still doing your stuff, and hopefully this will, I was going to say it will pass quickly, but it won't. Hopefully you'll be able to deal with it as quickly as possible.